Welcome to Backyard Cigars. Today I'm smoking a cigar that has been out for some time, at least over a decade perhaps. I remember smoking it many times, many years ago, and it's a line that stays very consistent and that just keeps, it seems to be just getting even more popular as the years go by. Because Ernesto Perez Carrillo, his popularity just keeps growing. Every time he wins another Cigar of the Year award, the legend grows as well. But I feel that he's done a lot for the cigar community. He has put out incredible cigars over the course of time. His daughter, his son, they've all contributed in so many ways to making the company a prosperous company. And in this cigar, what we have is a Robusto Grande, which is basically a slightly larger size format Robusto. And this is EP Carrillo La Historia, El Senador. So there's a variety of vitolas in the line, and depending on the size, well, they all get a little nickname. And this one is El Senador, the Senator. It's 5 3/8 by 52 ring gauge. It is a Mexican San Andres wrapper, an Ecuadorian Sumatra binder, and filler from the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. So it's employing a lot of nations here. But this, I can tell you that I have smoked it in the past. It is an excellent cigar. I have purchased a box of it more than once because, especially on a deal, this is a great cigar to have. If you're not getting a deal on it and you're not buying it in a box, you're buying it in a single, we're looking at $10+, but well worth it in my opinion, just to get that out of the way. I find that most of Ernesto Perez Carrillo's cigars are just high quality cigars and with very good presentation, so they're just worth buying and trying. This one in particular is a fuller bodied cigar, so if you're not for the fuller bodied Maduro cigars, then this may not be for you. It Most of them have these little foot bands. I love these little foot bands on the Carrillo cigars, and this cigar has been in the humidor for about 4 months, maybe 6, at 65, 66 RH. Occasional fluctuation to 67, but that's where it has mainly remained, at that 65, 66 RH level for close to 6 months, I'm gonna say. Now, I mentioned before, attention to detail, presentation. There, the band is just gorgeous, as most of them are. It's slightly box pressed, but you can find, for me, I find a lot of Ernesto Perez Carrillo cigars are box pressed, but you can find some that aren't, obviously. But that's his signature style. Nice, flashy looking band, great presentation, and slightly box pressed cigar, or completely box pressed, as in the Pledge and prequel, those cigars. Just fond memories of smoking Ernesto Perez Carrillo cigars. Just fond memories. I can't say that I've ever had a bad experience with any one of her cigars. When you think of cigars like that just have a spotless track record, it isn't often that happens. It's a welcome thing. So I'm going to start it up, and I'll get back to you in a few. If you're thinking about smoking a very well polished, full bodied cigar that is going to reward you with great flavor and just put your mind to ease in regards to burn line, the draw, all those kind of things that may concern someone when either they're going to buy a cigar, make a box purchase, or just buy a cigar in general for a moment. And we talk a lot about celebratory cigars and choosing celebratory cigars that are extra special than what we normally smoke. But sometimes a special moment can be a moment that we create that wouldn't necessarily be considered a special moment in comparison to milestone birthday or regular birthday, or you know, family event or anything like that. It could just be you had a hard day at work and somehow, some way, you found 1 to 2 hours of the day, especially towards the end of the day, that you can just kind of relax outside. Whether it's in your backyard, whether if it's inside your home in your apartment, or if it means that you can go to the garage and with your little mini bar there set up, you can just relax for an hour or two. And you don't want to screw that up. You don't want to screw that up. You don't want to make the bad choice of smoking the wrong cigar or thinking that you got the right cigar, and then you have issues with, you know, the cigar's plugged, or it's got a frustrating milkshake draw, or maybe it's just not carrying enough flavor for you. Maybe it's just too mild. Whatever it is, that the mood that you may be in, and you can definitely determine that mood as you go to select your cigar. Am I feeling like having Old Reliable? Do I want this? Do I want that? And you make those choices in your mind, and then you settle on a cigar. And when you do settle on that cigar, you want that cigar to not let you down. This is that type of cigar. Right out of the gate, luscious notes of cocoa, hints of leather, really good aroma, some spiciness on the wrapper as well, and in the beginning, and it's a spiciness that actually coats the lips from the oils on the cigar, but this is just that type of cigar. It can be considered your Old Reliable, your Old Dependable, depending on your taste. I think I need to tell you that this cigar can be summed up in many ways. It is elegant. It is sophisticated. It is full-bodied. It is smooth. It is rich in chocolate notes, cocoa notes, leathery hints, charred wood hints, and it's just a perfect example of how to make a cigar that is just going to please people on so many levels. Now again, if you're not into a full-bodied cigar, this isn't for you, and that's fine. You can try it whenever you change your mind, or you can not try it, and you'll probably be perfectly fine for the rest of your life. But for those individuals that are watching the video and thinking to themselves, what's a good Maduro for me to try? If you haven't tried La Historia, El Senador, then I would say, in my opinion, it is a good cigar. It is something worth trying, and it's just a good all-around cigar. You get your money's worth here, and that's important, because not only do you get that level of excellence in the cigar's blend, but you do feel that you get every penny's worth, and that's good. We work hard for our money. We can't take it for granted. And if you happen to have watched Talking with Grandpops about cigars, then you'll know that back in the day, the working man, whether he was on the bottom level laborer, or whether he was a foreman on the docks, as my grandfather did later on in his life, uh, guys didn't really care about the bands and where the cigar came from, or if it was nominated for Cigar of the Year. They just wanted to know one thing: is it a good smoke? Is it a good smoke? Now, granted, back in the day, DR would not have been even thought of as a good smoke because it was in its infancy. But nowadays, instead of concerning ourselves or just preoccupying our time with all of the components of the cigar, we also have to analyze the excellence that the company has as a whole. In this case, Ernesto Perez Carrillo, EPC Cigars, right? And the kind of cigars that they craft. And you have some guides that you can go off. You can watch reviews like mine. That's fine. You can read written reviews as well, and you'll find little tidbits of information. It, yeah, it's good. I mean, look, cigar smokers now, we're different. We want to know the wrapper, the binder, the filler, and that's totally cool because times change, and what didn't matter back then matters more so now. But at the heart of it, you can craft a great cigar, and in on paper it looks great, but then when you buy it, you're like, I'm not getting my money's worth, or I feel like I overpaid, or I just don't feel it's a good cigar for me. And a lot of people might agree with you, because when it boils down to, it's just finding a good cigar, something that draws well, has a good, decent burn line. You don't always find a perfect burn line. Even this one's just a little off. I'm thinking it'll correct itself once I start smoking it. But look, guys, watch the reviews if you want. Read the written reviews, but take into account the track record that a cigar company will have. Sometimes that plays a big role in it. They're known for putting out good cigars, like Perdomo, like Padron. And it doesn't all have to be expensive Padrones. You got AJ Fernandez that makes a lot of great cigars that are well priced, that you just know are just going to be good cigars for the most part. I mean, he does a lot of collaborations as well, and a lot of wild card cigars out there that he's worked on, because he's just all over the place. But at the heart of it, this is a cigar man that knows his cigars. He's not going to try and put anything out there that's not going to be good. Get to know that. Get to know the families behind the cigars, instead of concerning ourselves too much with the wrappers. I mean, that'll come in time. I always say that to people learning, so that'll come in time. But get to know the brands and their history and what they bring to the table, their lines, and then find what you like. So with that, I bid you farewell till next time on Backyard Cigars.